Namaste, Assalamualaikum, Sat Sri Akal, hello.
And welcome to this talk we are going to have about freedom of expression on Facebook.
Yes.
And transgenderism. Interestingly, we post a lot of posts on our Facebook page, Deep Yoga Practice, where we expose pedophilia, transgenderism, corruption, and anything that's really not according to natural law, and that people are taking advantage of other people, violating people's human rights, basically. And in that aspect, Facebook decided to not let us post certain posts. And to illustrate this, they let us post this one. And they let us post this one. But they didn't let us post this one, nor this one.
And we have gotten warnings that if we continue to expose the transgender agenda, they will ban us, our site, Deep Yoga Practice on Facebook.
So why is it that we can post posts about satanic ritual abuse, and we can post posts about pedophilia, and post about, for instance, well, the Epstein case is now all over the place, so that's no issue. But why are they so touchy about transgenderism, Naima?
Yeah, because this is on your gender, and they are trying to take away their boundaries between a real male and a real female, and everything is upside down. So what you perceive as a female is actually a male, and from actually Islamic tradition and yogic tradition, many of these entities, and we call them in Urdu, we call them jinn, jinnat, they enter through transgender person. And actually this is a quite dark entities that prey on anxiety, depression, and anger. So this is a very, very tamasic energy, and in yoga this brings you very much down, and it can enter your body and it can hinder your kundalini. This is from the yogic perspective. But this is also very touchy because they get powers out of this jinn. They can materialize things for them, make them gain power within finance business, within the entertainment business. These transgender jinnat or whatever these entities, they are groomed as children, actually many in vitro. That means already in the mother's stomach. And for me, I'm purely looking at it as a forensic anatomic detective. Forensic anatomical detective. So basically, I look at the skull shape, the jaw shape, I look at the Adam's apple, I look at the eye set, I look at the clavicular bone, I look at the shoulder, I look at how the spine is, and most importantly, guys, is it hip-bearing?
Childbearing hips.
Childbearing hips. Is it childbearing hips? Now, I have had 4 children that have given natural birth. So I can look at some hips that they cannot carry a child because you have to get them through the birth canal. It's very difficult. And they have to be a certain size to get the head through. So for me, I can see already that these hips will never bear any children. And most interestingly is when you take blood test of them, if it's female, they have high level of testosterone biologically, you can test that. And they are most probably taking artificial estrogen to feminize their body, to hide these things I just told you about Adam's apple and jawline. And you can also see in their fingers, because they tend to be quite big. And when they grow older, you can see more and more because it starts growing. It doesn't stop if you are male to female, in vitro or as transition. And it's quite hidden. They hide it. They don't want us to know about this. So this is the problem. So if we are exposing this agenda in the mainstream media because they are compromised and part of hiding it, then they will try to target you.
But let's look at some concrete examples,
Yes,
shall we?
yes.
Because then it really gets quite interesting.
Yeah, and guys, this is quite shocking and it's like, oh my God, but you will get over it. I promise you.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's look at this.
Yeah.
So, Naima, if you look at this with a clinical eye.
Look at the hips. Look at the difference of the male hip and the female hips. That's what I want you to have in the back of your head when we start analyzing these pictures. Also here, guys, look at the shape of the head, shoulder, hips.
This is Brooke Shields from the movie Blue Lagoon.
And you can see how high up her navel is, like a male trait. And you can see she's hiding it with that thing she's having around her waist, but it's quite straight.
And the length of the arms.
Length of the arms, and she's hiding the shoulder. We cannot see them with the hair.
Mm.
And already you can see the head is quite large.
It's a boy. And here she is a few years later.
And like I told you guys, when they get older, it's more difficult to hide the masculinity because it tends to grow more and more with age.
Is grandpa on the beach?
Yeah.
Excuse me, but
yeah.
And how, I mean, it's apparent here. You see, she doesn't look like the lady on the right side
She
there.
is just like the male figure, straight hips, navel is very high up.
Here's a headshot from the Blue Lagoon movie again. I think maybe she's like 15, 16 years
Oh my God,
old
I was so
at this point.
destroyed when I found out she was a man.
But then she really is a man. Here it's apparent that you see the jaw there.
Jawline, you can see how large it is.
Thickness of the neck, excuse me.
Yes, definitely. And the Adam's apple.
And clavicular bones.
Clavicular bone. And also the eye set, they're very deep, and there is eye ridge.
Yes.
Oh.
Here's another famous transvestite, Michelle Obama.
She has much larger shoulder than Obama, Michelle.
Yeah, she has. And the length of the arms, width of the shoulders, the wrists, the hands.
Head is quite large also.
Yeah, and here you see it very clearly.
Yeah.
What do you call this muscle between the shoulder and neck there?
Trapezius.
Yeah, it's huge.
Quite huge there, yeah, definitely. And also look at her jawline. Now here she's hiding the jawline with a microphone, but look at the large triceps muscles. Large, huge upper arms. Look at her fingers.
Yeah, here's a good picture of her fingers. You see the index finger and the ring finger there?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's a male indication, right? That the index finger is longer than the ring finger.
Yeah.
And this is the beloved Mother Teresa.
Oh my God, she has male fingers. This is definitely male fingers.
And jawline and nose.
Forehead, look at her forehead. It's so high up. You can see how high up the hairline is. This is a typical male trait, to have a high hairline. So the forehead tends to be quite large. You can look for that.
This next one is really, really bad. Look at that hand there.
Oh my
it's not
God.
It's not a woman.
That's definitely a male hand.
And you see also she's really enjoying to hold these little kids there.
Yes.
Always through her career, she was involved with little kids.
Oh my God! Look at her wrist, so huge, and her hands.
Yeah, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And you can see her jawline. You can see her jawline. She's trying to hide it with that thing on her sari on her forehead.
It's bad.
She has made some burqa / thing with that.
Perfect disguise.
My God, Mother Teresa, she was my role model. I'm so disappointed.
And we're now going to look at some other famous transvestite people.
Yeah, guys, just bear with us.